Sal feels his body strengthening, and some of his smaller injuries heal. With his injuries reduced, Sal no longer has to transfer his wounds to Alan, which had been a persistent burden that could someday arouse the matriarch's attention. Furthermore, Sal knows he must keep his S-rank sword talent hidden for now, or he'll draw unwelcome trouble. Sal hands the griffin a potion, asking it to deliver it to its offspring to mend its wings. After the griffin delivers the medicine to its baby and watches it take flight, it gets delighted. But Sal tells the griffin that now the baby can fly, but if it doesn't accept a master before it comes of age, it will ultimately stay a stupid bird. The griffin asks what Sal means, and Sal replies he's merely delivering kind-hearted advice as a stranger. For once, the griffin had only become strong once it accepted a master. Griffin understands Sal is right. If its former owner hadn't fed it human brains every day, it wouldn't have woken its intelligence and gotten stronger. But the griffin's master had died 100 years ago, and it wonders where it can find someone as vicious as him. The griffin then invites Sal to take its child as his pet monster, considering that Sal, with his extraordinary knowledge and talent, might even surpass Bled in the future. Sal understands the griffin has accepted the bait and informs it that he can accept the infant as his pet monster, but only if they negotiate a contract. Sal requests for all the knowledge the griffin has on Bled Cooper, as well as the priceless key that can unlock the area where the Cooper family worships the sword ghost Bled. Meanwhile, the matriarch is unhappy with the housekeeper for being unable to establish the cause of Alan's fainting and demands to know how long the situation will remain. The housekeeper reassures her, saying not to worry, as the young master has the protection of the Shadow Oath and has always recovered quickly. After all, the little shadows help him take on his ailments and refill his strength. The matriarch begins to believe the housekeeper, but she still senses something is off. It seems to her that Alan's sickness started after the Shadow Oath ceremony, and she fears someone might be behind it. The housekeeper then brings up another serious concern. He informs her that Sal Cooper obtained first place in the competence test, precisely as planned. The housekeeper also discloses that Sal used the griffin to kill uncle and nephew Walker and even domesticated the griffin's children as his pet monster. The matriarch, horrified by the revelation, asks where Sal is now. The housekeeper assures her he's just outside the door and will call him in quickly. Sal Cooper enters and respectfully asks the matriarch how he can serve her. The matriarch, still reeling from the news, asks him why he murdered the Walkers. Sal replies calmly that he did it all for the family. A shadow training officer like him, killed by a 3-year-old child, he was too useless, and the Cooper family didn't need garbage like him. Sal sees fury and contempt on the matriarch's face, but even if she puts out all her cards, Sal will never be terrified. The matriarch urges the housekeeper to reward Sal with healing in the Eden Spring. After Sal leaves, she urges the housekeeper to accelerate the study for the deprivation spell. Before the Sword Spirit inheritance ceremony, Sal's talent must be stripped for the young master's usage. She understands that if the truth that Alan has no skill for swordsmanship is uncovered, his position as the heir will be compromised. As Sal stands near the Eden Spring, he remembers Griffin informing him that before Bled Cooper's death, he performed prohibited magic to seal his soul under the Eden Spring. His objective was to pass on the swordsmanship he gained throughout his life to the heir that has S-rank swordsmanship talent, and ensure the prestige of the Cooper family and the Empire would not decrease. The Griffin instructed Sal that after he enters the Eden Spring, he has to swim following the undercurrent and he will reach an underground cave. The key will direct him to the owner. But there appears to be something weird about Eden Spring. The Griffin has been apart from its master for too long, and it doesn't even know the exact needs. The only thing it can tell Sal is that the owner employs blood magic, and it won't be simple to deal with. Hearing about the blood magic, Sal thinks it won't be easy gaining the swordsmanship legacy before Alan. As the other youngsters discuss Sal's achievements, Renaud makes fun of Sal and says he didn't expect someone as thin as a monkey like him to sprint as quickly as one and become the first to reach the summit. In Sal's previous existence, on the surface, they were his subordinates, but in truth, they were pawns placed beside him by Alan. They invented unfounded charges of him working with the opposing nation, but because they had Alan supporting them, they got used to getting their way. Renaud tries to throw a punch at Sal and claims he wants to check whether his invincible body is useless or not. But Sal blocks his punch and shows him his strength. As the sidekick attacks Sal with a knife, Sal uses Renaud as a shield and stabs him instead. He tosses them into the spring since it can recover the damage. After all, He hopes to use the two for training in the future. In this existence, Sal will give them a cause they can't reject and make both of them his pawns. Sal senses the aura of dark magic in the water. He wonders why this awful forbidden magic, which is akin to blood magic, emerges in a spring that can recover all wounds and sicknesses. Perhaps this is the bizarre thing that Griffin said. Regardless, Sal cannot enter this water. He has to figure out a means to go to the bottom of the spring without touching a drop of water. Sal hears a call for aid and finds the voice familiar. A servant takes a girl away by her hair for not serving the tea and water properly. Sal identifies the girl as Andrea. As the servant is ready to attack her, Sal uses his sword and murders the servant. Andrea sees Sal and thinks he's a prince, but Sal thinks he scared her and apologizes to her. She praises Sal for saving him and tells him her name is Andrea. Andrea was Sal's best buddy in his former life. She possesses a magic gift that transcends anyone her age. They fought together momentarily for a few days too. Andrea thanks him for helping her. Sal nervously tells her no issue. This is what a gentleman should do, and tells her to call him Sal. He asks Andrea whether she knows a technique to empty the spring or go inside the spring without touching a drop of water. He can't ignore the task at hand. If it's Andrea, there should be a way. Andrea asks Sal if he observes it too, and tells him that although there is a weird magic in the spring that can mend injuries, anyone that uses it will never accept another form of healing magic and can only rely on this spring to recover their injuries. Sal believes this is also another technique for the Cooper family to control the shadows by compelling them to beg the family for help while they are suffering through pain. Andrea tells Sal that to repay him for saving her, she has a technique to let him approach the spring without touching the water. She facilitates duck magic, which permits individuals to plunge into the water without wetting themselves, just like ducks. As the servants run to capture Sal, they jump into the river. As Sal approaches the undercurrent of the spring, he knows this is the location, but Andrea tells him they can't enter there and should go. But before they could get the chance, the water sweeps them in and throws them into a cave. Sal shows Andrea the key and informs her that the key can unlock the location where they worshipped Sword Ghost. However, there's no door around, so perhaps it needs to be called. Sal passes the key to Andrea. She tells him she doesn't know what a sword spirit is, but she can try. As Andrea uses her magic to call the door, a monster assaults them, and at its mouth the door appears. Sal tries to wake Andrea, but he has no choice but to let her rest for now. He employs the invisibility magic that Andrea taught him in his former life, so she wouldn't be easily discovered if there was any threat. After all, there will undoubtedly be a terrible conflict to receive the legacy of the sword spirit. As Sal enters through the door, even though he was prepared, what he saw was unlike anything he expected. On the surface, Eden Spring looks to be a medical hot spring, but in truth, it serves as a sensual hideaway where the Cooper family keeps their concubines. At this point, Sal learns the horrible doom that awaits them. The monster, perceiving an S-rank presence, asks Sal whether he is actually Sal Cooper, the youngster reported to have been born with an S-rank skill. It remarks that Sal doesn't look spoiled at all, and suggests he might just be a bastard child coming to claim the estate. The monster warns Sal that it won't give up the inheritance easy until he can get past it. Sal reacts calmly, telling the creature not to fear because he's coming to kill it. The monster, beginning an attack, mocks Sal, claiming he's still too weak. But as the monster witnesses Griffin's blessings on Sal, it's temporarily taken aback, remarking it didn't expect the silly bird to acknowledge him. The monster adds that Bled had spent a tremendous portion of his strength to seal its soul, and while Sal's talents are still insufficient, there's still a ray of hope for him to inherit the ability. Sal, undeterred, triggers a magic restrictive blood creation and informs the monster it has been dead for a long time. He adds that during the previous 100 years, the Empire has investigated and developed means to cope with blood magic. Sal then adds that, with this, he only needs to steal the monster's heart to violently claim the inheritance. As Sal charges at the monster, it mocks him again, claiming it's been a while since it played with a small mouse, but this time, it's not playing anymore. The monster respects Sal's aptitude and ability, but says it's still not enough to earn its sword technique inheritance. It then uses blood to direct the blood spirits, releasing a volley of strikes towards Sal. In response, Sal draws the Sword of Perseus, using it to withstand the enchantment. However, the monster simply bursts through the protective shield with a single touch, lifting Sal by his throat. The monster grins, stating that after a cat has finished toying with a mouse, it's time for the mouse to be devoured. As Sal's mana and blood are sucked away, The creature pauses, its expression turning interested. It mentions that Sal's aura seems familiar, almost like the taste of the concubine it devoured last time. Perhaps it must be Sal's mother. Now it will finally have the chance to taste her youngster. As several youngsters bully Sal, the memories of his mother flow through his head, and as he thinks about his mother leaving him, one of the kids tosses a rock at him and tells him his mother abandoned him. Sal rapidly discovers that his mother did not abandon him, and it was the monster who killed his mother. As Sal attacks the monster, it's astonished by his might. How could he know blood magic? And full of revenge, he's eager to burn his blood, simply to kill the monster. The monster understands it has used up most of its strength, releasing the blood spirits. Therefore, it has to consume more women to replenish its strength. As the monster refuels and feeds himself, Sal jumps behind him, smashing his blade through the monster's head, and asks him whether his mother was delicious. As Sal kills the creature, the pictures of his mother flash before his eyes, calling his name. The creature observes Sal's madness. However, it needs to eat more concubines, otherwise it would perish. As Sal is about to finish the monster begs him, inviting Sal to possess his sword and become his sword spirit. But Sal merely tells the monster it's not worthy and hits the final blow. Swordsmanship inheritance will be implanted within the body following absorption. Sal realizes he almost forgot. He's been motherless since infancy, and all those thoughts were his delusions, he thinks to himself. Is he a monster? A mirror of his mother in the monster's blood assures Sal he's not a monster, and Mom has always been by his side. Meanwhile, Andrea telephones Sal from behind. As she sees Sal covered in blood, she asks him where he's hurt so she can treat him. In her former existence, Andrea too met the same fate as the concubines. But Sal resolves to not allow tragedy repeat itself in this incarnation. The departure of the sword spirit generated a controversy among the family, which ended in all of the Guardians of Eden Spring being sentenced to death. After witnessing Sal's harshness, the servants never tried to abuse Andrea again. Amidst the lies, Sal was accused of instigating the disappearance of the spirit sword. But without evidence, the matriarch can only deepen the persecution. Confinement, withholding blood, poison. Sal survived all of them unscathed. 4 years later, on the Cooper family training ground, Alan overcomes the servant, who begs Alan for forgiveness. As Alan holds the blade, he asks the servant if he wants to defeat him with this level of talent. But the servant knows better, and assures Alan he wouldn't dare. Meanwhile, as the Isaac family leader, Duke Hugh Isaac, sees Alan in action, he remarks that he had heard earlier that Alan was born with S-grade swordsmanship talent, and now it looks like the reports were right. As Isaac and Leon look to the other side, they witness Sal clean the chamber with only a few attacks. Isaac points out that ordinary persons at this age would still be in the position of Iron Sword Apprentice. But the way Sal cleaned the room in so little movements, he has certainly reached the stage of Silver Sword Guardian. Jealous of Sal's influence on everyone, Alan dares him to a one-round duel. Sal sees this as a chance to see Alan's skills, and Alan feels it's the perfect time to pretend that he killed Sal by accident. As they confront each other, people come around, cheering for Alan. As Alan charges, assuming he's going to win, Sal barely puts in any effort in blocking, and advises Alan to try more, which was a shock for him. Sal only takes one blow to throw Alan aside. Furious, Alan charges at Sal again, since it should be impossible. His mother informed him no one in the family is his match. But as he makes a swipe at Sal, he learns that even with magic force imbued, the blade is thin. It's evident that it has been artificially improved, and Alan doesn't have any swordsmanship aptitude at all. Sal demonstrates Alan a real strike and jumps over him, stabbing him in the eye. Meanwhile, Duke Isaac remarks to Duke Leon that he evaluated erroneously, and Alan's skill is nothing much, and goes as far as to wonder if the servants were pretending. Leon informs him that he's being disrespectful, so Isaac apologizes and says because his sister and Alan are engaged, he doesn't want her to be married to a useless man. Leon mocks Isaac and says he's worrying too much, and if the royal family hadn't permitted this marriage, who knows if his sister would even have been able to marry. Isaac tells Leon to repeat himself with a menacing face, but then decides to go. He informs Leon that he won't disturb him any further, and warns him to not forget the combined operation of the families in 10 days. Leon asks his servant what the little shadow is called. She informs Leon his name is Sal, and he's the child of one of his mistresses, although it wasn't recorded which mistress. As Leon understands Sal as his son, it becomes evident how his sword talent is good. Leon instructs the servant to send Sal to his study room. As Sal enters the room, he kneels before Leon and asks him what his orders are. Leon realizes he can't sense any skill strength in Sal, and wonders if he's purposely disguising his true ability to steal the position of heir in the future. Crafty. But Leon thinks he's simply a little brat who's too easy to read. He tells Sal that in 10 days he would be leading the Shadow Squad 10 and marching towards the lost Crystal City with the Isaac family to collect the dragon egg. Leon delivers Sal the sword that can start the teleportation to Crystal City and warns him that to reclaim the dragon egg, he would have to anger the evil dragon no matter how. Sal believes Leon must not have good intentions to send him there, but he cannot miss the chance to earn a dragon egg, so he accepts the order and informs Leon that he has a request. As they're on the road to Crystal City, Andrea asks Sal whether he informed the family head that she came along to serve him because it's not acceptable for her to travel all the way. Sal tells her it's okay. They don't mind. As they reach the Crystal City, Sal asks where the crystal and the dragon egg are. Gloria mocks the squad for not having the basic understanding about Crystal City. As she officially extends her hand and introduces herself to Sal, he simply dismisses her and orders Andrea to wait with Mio the little griffin until he comes back. Gloria walks behind Sal, still attempting to obtain a reply from her, but Sal informs her that if they don't activate the portal before the sun sets, the trip will be wasted. Sal's memories with Gloria from his previous life flash before him, and he thinks to himself that he's still met this troublesome woman, but he shrugs it off and hopes that the stupid bird Mio can successfully accomplish the duty set to it. As Gloria and Sal open the portal, the Cooper family servants are startled to discover it, and the Isaac family's guards explain them it is a teleportation formation. The portal opens, revealing the Crystal City. As Sal sees the magnificent city, he wonders if the diabolical dragon egg really is at a place like this. He sees one of the guards prepare to kill the Cooper family soldiers to bring the dragon egg back for the Isaac family himself, thinking the family will reward him, but as Sal tries to save them, the light sentinel who protects the Crystal City comes out of the portal, putting a stop to the guard's attack. As one of the sentinels is about to attack Isaac's family guard, Gloria rushes in, slicing the sentinel down, and asks the guard who told him to act on his own. The guard tells her he did it for family, but Gloria knows he really did it for himself. Meanwhile, another sentinel is about to assault Gloria, but Sal saves her with just one blow of his sword and tells the shadow unit to get into formation. Sal stands confronting the light sentinels, waiting to see whether their power of light is stronger or his power of shadow will win. The Isaac family's guards observe Sal defeat all the sentinels with ease and wonder if this is the same Cooper family that blends magic into swordsmanship. After all, Sal is just a kid, and he's already so powerful. Gloria too is impressed by Sal. However, Sal has now absorbed the power of the crystals and is quickly upgraded from Silver Sword Guardian to Gold Sword Master. As Sal takes the following step, the altar starts to descend, opening the secret entrance to the dragon's den. So they all climb onto the altar. As they reach down, they find themselves surrounded by dragon eggs in the demonic dragon's cave. In the den, there are enough eggs for everyone, so they don't even need to split them. Seeing the poor progress of the Shadow Squad, Sal sarcastically claims they're in a haste to feed the demonic monster. The demonic dragon rises behind them, and as everyone runs to safety, Sal and Gloria bring out their swords, ready to battle. As Sal instructs everyone to grab the dragon eggs and depart while he covers, they find Gray already leaving with the dragon egg. It was the Cooper family's chief that ordered Gray to destroy the teleportation altar after acquiring the eggs, so that the Isaac family doesn't have a chance. Gray tells them that the Empire can only have one family who owns the dragon egg, and that's the Cooper family, and goes. Gloria believes the Cooper family head is merciless, leaving not just them, but Sal as well. However, it was well within Sal's expectations. Gloria wonders whether that's within his expectations, why he hurried in here to throw away his life. Sal tells her she's worrying too much, because he's not dying here, and fights the dragon, tearing one of his wings off. Seeing Sal fall, Gloria uses her moonshine sword shield and protects Sal from the dragon onslaught. Sal urges Gloria to assist him delay the dragon's activity so he may seize the moment to strike his heart, because she's the only one who can accomplish this. Gloria agrees and runs towards the dragon, thinking she's a great swordswoman too, and she can't let Sal look down on her. As she distracts the dragon, she yells for Sal to strike only to realize Sal is still standing there. Gloria feels Sal fell too hard and has no energy left to attack. and if that continues, they are all going to perish. So she uses the only maneuver she can, the sword dance of devastation, and the dragon falls. As Gloria thinks she has defeated the dragon, it rises again, but this time he's gone mad. Everyone hurries to cover, but Sal remains there, changing the dragon's blood into his clones. One of the shadow members discovers Sal's weapon also turned into a new hold-grade treasure sword. Gloria reveals that it is the forbidden blood magic, and the Empire only authorizes the Cooper family head to use it against adversaries on the battlefield. She thinks to herself about the rumors that the sword spirit in Cooper has disappeared. But before she could finish that idea, she understands Sal purposefully stood back and waited for her to draw the dragon's blood. She feels outraged at Sal for using her, but Sal takes it lightly. He was an abandoned pawn in his previous existence. Therefore, in this one, he cannot sit idle and wait for his demise. As Sal beheads the evil dragon, Gloria races towards him in celebration, but Sal stops her, pointing his sword at her. He's under demonic possession, the same demon he had destroyed previously. The devil informs Sal he can't rest easily after killing it. He'll need to eat more flesh and blood to maintain his power, just like the devil. The demon urges Sal to kill Gloria and the shadow members. As Sal leaps at them for more blood, he spots Andrea. A bit later, Sal wakes up outside with Andrea at his side. She assures him that she used purification on him, so he won't be demonized for now. And the others are all right too. She gives him the dragon egg that Gray ran off with earlier, and informs him she didn't tell the Isaac family about the dragon egg, and Gloria had already departed with her crew, so he doesn't need to worry about not completing the task.